Good morning and welcome to Frontiers of Knowledge segment of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. Who doesn't want to travel at a speed? And the faster it goes, the more thrilling and also most time saving it is. And we living in this age of fast moving world definitely want to travel faster and faster. Notwithstanding that sometimes it can be quite enjoyable and sometimes it can be the other way around. But let's not talk of the aspects of fast travel. Let's aspect of the advancements. China is a leader in bullet trains. They started in Japan, but then the fast trains started achieving greater and greater speed in China. It was in 2013 that they built superfast train, the fastest commercial train, Shanghai Maglev, traveling at a speed of 431 kilometers an hour. And now comes a report that they have designed and are building a train which shall be operating in November this year. And this train is a prototype, an advancement on magnetic levitation system, maglev. Magnetic levitation, that means it would use electromagnetic capability which shall lift the train a bit above the track and propel it forward on a cushion of air. No problem of friction between wheels and travels, greater speed, less noise and no vibrations. And this train, the new train which they are going to launch in November this year, would be faster than the air travel. Imagine a flying train, that's what it is, a floating train, floating in the air. As a matter of fact, it should be floating flying train. They call it a floating train. And some of them have called it a flying train, but it's both. It floats in a cushion of air. And it flies faster than the commercial aircrafts of the today. This is quite an achievement. And it's going to give a tough competition to the air travel. Because there'll be no danger of the accidents. In fact, there are still accidents, I don't deny it, but then they are much less than they are in the air. Secondly, the number of the passengers traveling would be much more. And it's always more convenient to be nearer the ground than to be above the ground, much above, I mean. So this competitor of the air travel, according to developer, is going to be launched this year, and let's see when Europe, North America, or other countries adopt this fast mode of travel. This is as far your speed goes, but with advancement, sometimes we come across such situations where our ideas receive a jolt. With the advances in the Medicare and the diagnostics, we were thinking that when X-rays were developed, they were a groundbreaking invention, and there was. Then came the CT scans and the MRIs. And for everything, the doctors prescribed CT scan, they prescribed an MRI. And would you believe that I had approximately 8 CT scans and MRIs in the last 6 months? And I was reading the British Medical Journal and I was shocked. One CT scan can increase your cancer risk by a whopping 35%. 35% increase of cancer capability. I'm not using the word risk, with one CT scan. And the reason is that the CT scan, or the CAT scan as they say, is using an imaging protocol that blasts ionization radiation into a person's body. Your body receives a blast of the radiation, and that is harmful. As a matter of fact, a single scan minimum danger is 24%, and it can go up to 35% depending on your body structure, your immune system, and everything. And this percentage drops ever so lightly in case you are extremely healthy the first time. But the more CT scans you receive, especially at a younger age, the greater the risk of cancer at a later stage. So if you are young, after say 10 years or 14 years or 15 years, 20 years, there's a danger of your developing cancer. And for each CT scan, the danger increases by 35%. Now the question is, it has always been said that radiation from X-rays is not very harmful. It is not. That's what they say. But CT scan has much more of a threat. And the reason, according to the scientists, is that while the X-ray gives a two-dimensional picture of your inside, CT scan collects a series of images and then compiles them in a three-dimensional image matrix. This 3D image provides insight into your possible health abnormalities. That's great. But at the same time, it emits much higher level of damaging radiation, and that causes X-rays. According to natural health, a single X-ray image, unlike a CT scan, is equivalent to a series of individual X-ray images. And the powerful magnetic force that propels this radiation is much more harmful. According to another research, a single CT scan can expose a person to 10 times the amount of normal background radiation in an entire year. So you see for yourself. And to put in Paul perspective, let's say that a single CT scan of the head of a person is around 2 MSV radiation per year, and that's a dangerous. It's 10 times, as I said, the radiation. Excuse me. Sorry. And the people who already have a predisposition to cancer, who already have some malignant growth, when they're exposed to this level of high radiation, then it's extremely dangerous and something should be done. One thing more, women are more likely to be damaged by the CT scan because their hormonal level differs, and there's a 1 in 2,000 chances that you will develop cancer from a single abdominal CT scan. So if there are 2,000 people, one will definitely get it. Therefore, it's incumbent on the doctors to ensure that they do not prescribe such things unnecessarily until there is an extreme need. But the advances in Medicare continue, and we take plus benefits with negative minus losses. We have to pick and choose. And now let's see the issue of joining, not the broken hearts, but the broken things. And again, we revert to nature. Till now, all the super glues that were there were irreversible. They could not be changed. They could break again, but they could not be just unglued. So here comes a new technology called reversible superglue. Is strong enough to hold a man, so strong that if a man is attached with this reversible glue to something, he would be glued. But then it is reversible. Till now, the glues are either strong or weak. But the strong glues are irreversible. And now it comes. And what is it? It is based on nature. Snails. They are perfect example. When they move around, the mucus from the snail produces a viscous liquid. And when it dries, it becomes firmly stuck, harder than a rock. So what scientists have done is, they have developed a glue that mimics the mucus of a snail. And the only thing is that it can be reversed using some chemicals. Two stickies, I may say, when it was produced, they had two scales of the same size, weighing 87 kilograms each. And then they put these two scales together with this mucus of a snail. And it was simply impossible to remove them. They attached these glued scales to two trucks. And the trucks started, and even then they would not separate. So the University of Pennsylvania scientists said, that's great. Mr. Xu Zhang, the professor, he says the snails, when they move around, and they use this viscous mucus, that enables them to escape. Because the mucus is there, some other predator, some animal comes, and that animal would be stuck in that, and the snail would save its life. So now Professor Zhang has created a new glue from hydrogel. What is this? It's a polymer network that contains a lot of liquid water. It spreads into the tiniest cracks, and when it dries up, it locks into position. But if you want to unglue it, add water and that some chemicals, and there'll be no danger. They said that it can be even applied to the butterfly wings without harming the delicate tissues. And again, it can be unglued as well. There's one thing. Normally, glues come from a tube. You're squeezed from a tube. But here, it's coated in a small, thin wafer patterns, which allows water in and out. So this spreading, very thin coating, enables things to happen, matters to be glued together without any danger. And now we talk in our daily life, online purchases, deliveries, couriers, all the major giants like Amazon and Walmart offer faster delivery options. But do you know how much harmful it is for the environment? As a matter of fact, the ecological benefits from e-commerce, saving people's traveling and everything, was touted a lot. And in these days when the people are obsessed with the carbon emission, the hidden cost of the free shipping is astronomical. The combined annual emission by the deliveries by UPS, FedEx, and United States Postal Service alone, only 3 companies, is equal to 7 million cars. So 7 million cars produce as much of carbon emission as these 3 companies are doing. And when Amazon and Walmart and other retail giants come in picture and that is added, according to a rough estimate, it shall be equal to 210 million cars. Now imagine how much carbon would be produced and added to the atmosphere. But no politician is talking about it for the simple reason that this is not known, it's a hidden cost. Danger to the environmental system is there, and yet we quietly accept it. And one day people will start cribbing, well, these retailers, these courier companies are responsible for the carbon emissions. Why don't we take preventive action? That's a question I ask the politicians and the political leaders. But for you, the information is there because the frontiers of knowledge enable us to get more information, and more we have next week. Thank you.